We all want to be more productive, right? Get more done in less time, cut out the procrastinating. Maybe we want to be more productive at work, so we can go home earlier or have less hanging over our heads every night. Or maybe we're trying to start our own business or side hustle and have the work of 10 people on our plates. Whatever it is, these tips will help you become a more productive worker. Hi, I'm Tash and welcome back or welcome to The Loving Lifestyle. This channel is dedicated to helping you live your best life. Today, I'm going to give you some tips on becoming a more productive and efficient worker all round. But before we start, if you're not already subscribed, hit that big red button below and the little bell next to it so you never miss my content. Firstly, identify time wasters. What actually is it that's wasting your precious time? We need to identify exactly what we're doing that isn't creating results so that we can consciously cut these activities out. You can do this by listing in columns all the activities and habits that you do that create consistent results and productive behaviors in one column, and all the activities and habits that make you feel stressed and drained and are therefore unproductive in the second column. It is thought that 80% of our results come from just 20% of our efforts, which means that only 20% of what we're doing is really creating a lasting impact on our work. So by recognizing what these 20% activities are, we can reduce the other 80% of effort that is taking up our time in order to make more time for those efforts that are creating results. Think about how much you could achieve if you increased that 20% to 30 or 40%, or how much free time you'd have if you reduced that 80% to 60%. Once you've identified your time wasters, if you can cut them out, then definitely do that. Or if you could automate it or do the activities in bulk, then that can help too. For example, I recognized that whilst writing valuable captions for my Instagram posts was important for engagement, they can be automated and written in bulk so that they don't take up the time that I could spend creating more rewarding content. Remember that every time you jump between different tasks, you lose time in the switching over period. So by bulk batching tasks, you reduce any time wasted during task changeovers. Consider your energy levels. Society may work according to a 9 till 5 work schedule. That doesn't mean you necessarily have to. Try time blocking your day according to your energy levels. Recognize where you might feel the most productive or energized and schedule your most important tasks into that time of day. A lot of workplaces are more flexible now when it comes to working hours. So if you prefer to work 7 till 3 or 10 till 6, there's no harm in asking and pleading your case. It all comes back to efficiency. 1 hour of work at 7 AM may produce the same output as 3 hours of work at 3 PM. So be practical and schedule your tasks for what works for you and your body clock. It just makes sense, to be honest. Even biologically, we don't all process energy from food in the same way or have the same circadian rhythm. So we can't all be expected to produce equal levels of productive work at the same time of day. Thirdly, recharge regularly, but not with other tasks. When you're working, you should take a break every hour for up to 10 minutes in order to maintain energy levels. But don't fill those breaks with other tasks like responding to emails, making phone calls. Instead, use that 10 minutes to take a walk, drink some water, take some deep breaths, or sit in stillness for a while. Taking a break is more effective than having another cup of coffee, and using the break to relax your mind and move away from your screen will be hugely beneficial to your efficiency. Recharge your mental, physical, and emotional batteries regularly in order to be the most productive that you can be when you focus on work and to avoid burning out. Make sure that you are balancing your work time with some playtime. Do what you need to do in order to relax, whether that's doing some reading, playing a video game, creating some art, or doing some exercise. Whatever tasks make you feel free. And no, scrolling through your phone does not count as downtime, since as studies have shown, many of us actually become more stressed when using social media. Set some boundaries. Being busy is not synonymous with being successful. The most efficient worker knows how to say no to things that are not important to them at that time. There is absolutely nothing wrong with prioritizing your own tasks and needs. If you are someone who is constantly doing things for others, but you're putting off your own tasks to do it, then reevaluate everything that you're sacrificing by not putting yourself first, and think how much more you'll have to give people when you are happy and thriving yourself. If you are the person at the office who always says yes to helping people out with their workload, recognize where this behavior causes gaps in your own performance, or whether it's taking away from your relaxation time. You deserve to have free time. It is not there to fill with other people's work. Set some boundaries and make a point to politely refuse extra tasks that don't align with your work goals and therefore will reduce your productivity. This may seem obvious, but don't be afraid to use Google. Here's an example. Recently, my partner and I were putting together some documents for an application. We had over 100 pages, some PDFs, some emails, some annotated printouts in 2 different geographical locations. Somehow we had to get all of this information into one easy to read PDF under 15 megabytes. I cannot tell you how long I spent procrastinating how to combine a PDF, what order to scan the documents in, how to make landscape printouts portrait, and how to compress the lot. I kept saying to myself that I'll do it when I need to. It'll be the last step that I do. Well, it turns out that you can move pages, combine PDFs, change layout, and compress the whole lot in Preview in Mac. Yep, I literally spent so long stressing out about something that probably took me less than an hour to do the whole lot. If I had just Googled this to begin with, I would have been far less stressed and completed it a heck of a lot quicker. But I procrastinated because, being somewhat technologically challenged, the concept of doing it was just too overwhelming for me. Lesson learnt. Stop putting off things that you don't know how to do. Just Google it already. Someone out there has the answers. Your time and pride deserve you just Googling it and getting it done. And finally, ask for help. There is no point being a martyr if you are sacrificing your own goals. Tell your kids to do the washing up. Ask your neighbor to walk the dog. Hire a cleaner if you can. Ask someone in your office for help on a task. Please do not be one of those people who takes on absolutely every responsibility at home or at work and then does nothing but whinge about it. It's self-inflicted. Ask for help and delegate the less important tasks. You are never going to be a boss babe if you don't prioritize yourself and your goals. So to summarize, how to become a more productive worker. Firstly, recognize and reduce time wasters. Secondly, time block your day according to your energy levels. Thirdly, take regular breaks to recharge and wind down. Fourth, be clear about your boundaries. 5, use Google often. And 6, ask for help when you need it. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any other tips on how to become a more productive worker, then why don't you leave those down in the comments. I also have a couple more productivity videos already on this channel, so if you want to check them out, I will leave them linked at the end screen. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it valuable. I'll see you next week or over on my Instagram at the.lovinglifestyle. Okay.